Hi everybody, this is Erica with Look What's in My Hoop, and I am here today with a mid-year whip parade. I did get everything together a little while ago and counted everything up, and I just thought I would zip through fairly quickly, if possible, all of the whips that I currently have. And I think I have 23 whips. Which, if you remember when I started my floss tube, I said I only wanted 6 or 7. Oh, come say hi. Come say hi. It's my oldest. My oldest two are very camera shy. She was just peeking around the corner. I think when I first started, I said, oh, I don't want more than 6 or 7 whips, and I quickly fell down the whip rabbit hole, I guess. So here we are. There are some that I am definitely going to UFO. I think there's at least 4. And then there are some, which I'll talk about why I'm going to UFO them. And then there are some that I love, but I don't love the fabric. So they will probably be restarts. It is Thursday, July 27th. And let's get started. The first thing that I wanted to show you is this. This is actually what I store my whips in. It's just an old crate, and I had my husband, I found these wheels on Amazon. I've had this for several years, and I just had my husband put the wheels on, and I love it because I can just quickly and easily see what I have for whips. And I kind of tend to have maybe 3 or 4 generally that I'm focused on, and I will pull those out, and I will put them in there's a couple different places where I can just grab them easily. But this I like to see because it's just easy for me to, I don't know, I guess just say, oh, my little bin's getting too full, I shouldn't start anything, or you know, that kind of a thing. And I don't know, it's cute. So I have a few of those on wheels, and I've used them for so many different things. A lot of times it's held kids' toys, and it was kind of nice because they could wheel it, whatever it was, whether it was Barbies or whatever it may be, wheel it into the room that they're playing in, and it's easy to pick up. So I confiscated one of those bins back, and I use it for my whips. So let's get started. I am going to show these in no particular order. I'm not starting from my oldest whip to my newest. It's just, I piled them in front of me, and whatever I grab is what I grab. So I did do a regular floss tube yesterday. So actually the first few will be, you know, items that I showed in my floss tube yesterday. So if you've watched that already, I apologize. The first few minutes will be a little bit repetitive. And there's a fly buzzing around, so I'm sorry if you see this black thing floating through here. It's driving me crazy. You'd think with all the cats that I have that one of them would catch this thing. All right, so the first whip is from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Christmas Wreath. I mentioned in my video yesterday that I wanted to have this done by the end of October so that I could FFO it in November and have it out for this year. It is still in the hoop because I was actually working on it last night after my video. I did finish the little Santa. Oh, there's Haley. Say hi. Hi. Oh, you got Parmesan cheese all over. She's finishing up her lunch, so why don't you go get a baby wipe and wipe that pizza sauce off. So I did finish the Santa face, and that met my goal for the end of July. My goal is to have 1/4 of the wreath done over the next few months, which I think is pretty doable now. This is on 32 count mint splash Lugana. It's 2/2. I do know that the pattern is still available on Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It's a downloadable, does that sound right? Downloadable PDF. So that's whip number 1. And it uses all DMC for anyone that hasn't seen my videos before. So pretty economical. I try to do this so I don't have a huge mess afterwards. You can see there's little piles of cross-stitch stuff from my video. Ooh, so sorry. From my video yesterday left out. Okay, The next pattern I want to show is With Thy Needle and Thread by Brenda Gervais. This is Sampler of the Season, Winter. I also talked about this in my video yesterday. Love this. This is a current WIP that I am actually working on right now. And I'm stitching it on 36 count salt bush with the called for linen or threads. Mostly Gentle Arts, I think. These are all Gentle Art threads. Really pretty. And this is how far I've been able to get. Just got the one side started. I would like to get the leaves done, these little holly leaves done in July, and maybe the other, oh actually no, I want to get the leaves done and I'm going to start on the snow along the bottom. That way I know my border or the other side is in the right spot, so I don't have to frog it out if I counted wrong. So that is one of my favorite WIPs. I love this piece. It brings me a lot of joy when I stitch it. And this, I don't even keep this in a bag because I just pull it out fairly frequently. I really should at least put it in one of those little zippered plastic ones to keep it safe. The next, I apologize, I did unzip everything and I thought I took most of the patterns out of the plastic bags. I know that's annoying to hear, but this one I forgot. So Spring Chickens Pin Keep by Stacy Nash. So it's really cute. When I measured this or did the calculation, you know, the online calculation, this is pretty big. It's like 9 by 9 inches. Do you have a clean face? Good. Okay, so, ouch, baby.
Yeah, baby?
Hold on. And that is just the border. I showed this yesterday too. This is stitched on 32 count Ren Lugana. So even a 36 wouldn't be that much smaller than 9 by 9. So it's, oh, I'm sorry. It's pretty decent size. Also really enjoy this one. Again, I throw a thread in here or there, nothing crazy. These are Weeks Dye Works threads. And that I do keep in one of these little mesh bags. I have a lot of project bags, like nice ones that people have sewn. I have some that I'm not even using, but I don't know. I don't know why I pick one project bag over the other, but this one is in that kind of mesh bag from Amazon. They're inexpensive and you can get a whole big batch of them. And they've held up, you know, really well so far. Okay, this is Every Opening Flower by Brenda Gervais. Really love this one as well. And I am stitching this on, oh, I forget what I'm stitching it on. 36 count Winter's Brew. And I'm using the Vicki Clayton Silks, which I'll show here in a second. So those that have seen my video, you know I'm going to change out the leaf color. So this is really, really pretty. I can't wait to get this one done. This is going to be a bit more of a focus piece in August. It's not terribly difficult so far, so I think I could get that done fairly quickly. And then these are all the silk colors. Pretty, pretty. Love them. That is also a joy to work on. I love that one. Okay. Oh, I have an extra copy of this. So my next video in August, I'm probably going to give away the extra copy. So stay tuned. Okay, next WIP, Seasonal Scenes. This is a Leisure Arts pamphlet that I found on eBay. This was inspired by Mrs. Smith Stitches. I couldn't remember her floss tube name yesterday when I was doing the video. I think her name's Elena or Alana, something like that. But she had shown these, she completed them years ago, and they're beautiful. And I know if you watched yesterday, I had a little, oh, where is it? A little, you know, I thought my colors were wrong here because this looks very brown, mine look green. And I realized what the problem was is I did full stitches, and I knew that they should have been half stitches, but it kind of bothered me, so I just went ahead and did the full stitch. But I looked up some pictures of ones that people have stitched, and I double checked the colors, and I think it just is saturated because I did a full cross versus the half cross. So I will frog all of this out. I will do it the way that it's charted because I don't really want green grass for the fall. I want it to be muted, and I think it'll look fine. So I'm glad I figured that out. I am planning on stitching all 4 of these. Again, no time frame. This is the one I feel like picking up. It's the one I pick up and work on, and eventually it will get completed. Okay, the next WIP I have is Barbara Anna Designs Santa's Trips. This is my working copy. I started this, I want to say it was in December of last year, and I did do the whole border, but I hadn't started on any of the inside pieces yet. I don't know why I didn't work on this at all in July. I haven't pulled it out in a few months, but I do really want to get this done. I apologize, I also did not iron any of these WIPs because I barely had enough time to get this this video completed today. So you're gonna see lots of wrinkles. I wonder why I put that there. Maybe I put that there so I'd know which side is which. So I really love this. Whoops, sorry. This also uses DMCs. I've talked about in my prior videos some color changes. I picked more of a coral color for the berries than it was kind of an orange that it was called for that I did not love. And I am keeping this in a Farmhouse Needleworks project bag. And this is one of my favorite makers for project bags. Honey, pull that chair around. And it's got the little, all of her, I think her name's Melanie. I'm pretty sure all of her project bags come with the thread beds. So I love that. Haley, look, one of her little bracelets is in my bag. Here's one of your bracelets, honey. So I am also going to leave this out. I would love to get it finished by Christmas. I am not sure that I will. I guess it depends on how difficult those little, I thought there was only 6 little things, little inner pieces. So I thought, oh, I could get, there we go. I thought maybe I could get it done by Christmas, but just looking at it now, I see there's 9. And I don't know, with everything else I want to get done. But maybe I can do it. We'll see. So I do love that one a lot. That one I'm definitely going to keep in my rotation. Okay, let's see. This one is, I've talked about this. I don't think I've actually ever shown it. I know I've talked about stitching this, and I know I showed the pattern on another video, and I did start it, but I don't believe I ever showed my start because, you know, I sidetracked and stitched other things. I stitched the winter one. This is by Collection Tralala. I'm not even going to try to say that. I'm assuming it means in summer or summer. I did stitch the winter version. This is really cute. And I had the winter one like finished by someone who does finishing, and it came out beautiful. So I really wanted to get this done this summer. It is not going to be done this summer, and that's okay. I am storing it in this strawberry bag. I think I've shown that before. And I don't know, I apologize, on the Santa strips, I can't remember what fabric I am using. Oh, you're showing your Barbies? Yes, they are cute. I know it's a 32 count, that's all that I can remember. The strawberry piece, I am stitching on 32 count Bramble Lugana. And this start is so tiny, I don't even know if I should show it. It doesn't even count as a start, I don't think, because I don't have, isn't there a like a requisite 200 stitches or something for it to be considered a WIP? But I don't care. If I have 5 stitches in it, it's a WIP to me. So, love this. I love Bramble too. It's one of my favorite fabrics. It's showing kind of purplish here, but it really is just a mottled gray, light gray with a little darker modeling. I am definitely keeping this in my stitch rotation. I have no plans to UFO this. I love this one. I don't know if I will stitch the spring one or not, and I can't remember what the fall one looks like, so we'll see. Okay, this is my next project bag. I love this one. I can't remember who made this. Sometimes I wish they put their little shop tags in here because I can't always remember, and I'm not always good about leaving the tag inside. Okay, this is my working copy. It's the Plum Street Samplers Live on Littles piece. This is really popular. I know in one of my other videos I had talked about I decided I didn't want to stitch this bottom part anymore. It doesn't really match the decor of my house. I don't decorate with ocean or sea based items, but that I really loved this border because I love borders, and I love this saying, so I thought, oh, I could just keep the saying and just have the saying and not have the rest of it. And so when I was pulling all of this stuff out, I was really thinking about this. Again, this is stitched on 32 count Bramble. This is how far I've stitched. And I am really debating about just UFOing this. I'm not sure. When I think about having just that piece up in my house, I'm not sure that I would actually set it out to be seen. So I have 2 options. I can just chuck it and it doesn't bring me that much joy anymore. Or I could finish it and keep the saying. Or I was wondering if anyone would want to take this and I would give the pattern away, and the piece, what do they call those when you're halfway, not even halfway, when you've started a project but you pass it along to somebody else? There's a term for it and I forget. I could give this away for someone else to finish. I'm not sure. Either way though, once I make a definite decision, I will be giving that pattern away. This is the pattern. That one does not bring me so much joy anymore, so I don't know if I'll be doing that. Okay. The next WIP I have is from By the Bay Needle Art called New England Winter. I love this one. I am definitely going to pick this back up in the winter months when the snow is on the ground and it's cold. I did start this last year. Oh gosh. I love that they use a photograph. I think that's wonderful. All right. Oh. Dropping threads. I cannot remember the color of this fabric, but I know it's a 32 count Lugana, and I did get it from an Etsy store called Garibaldi's or Garibaldi's Needle Shop, maybe. It's Girabaldis. I can't remember, like I said, I can't remember what the fabric is called, but this is how far I've stitched. Now I had started this once, I was doing 1 over 1. I thought it was a little too sparse, so I restarted it doing 2 over 2, and now I think it's a little bit too thick. So I really need to decide. I'll probably just keep 2 over 2 and continue on with it. But as soon as the weather cools down, I am picking this one back up. I love it. And I've never done a By the Bay needle art piece, so there's a few that they've created that I actually really like and I think I would stitch, but I figure let's just do one at a time. Okay. All right, the next piece that I have is Little Dove Designs Autumn Glows. I've shown this in some recent floss tubes. There's the designer. This is a Etsy shop. It's a PDF. And I started stitching this on 40 count, which was new for me. Vintage Country Mocha. Sorry for all the... And this is how far I've stitched. But when I went to pull this out the other day, actually I was working on it. I stitched the green up here, and I don't know if I totally love these colors. I mean, I love fall. These are your very typical fall colors. But all I could think about when I was stitching this is ketchup and mustard, ketchup and mustard. And now I can't get it out of my head. I don't know. It's kind of, seems like very basic primary kind of colors. I'm not sure. So I thought maybe if I start stitching that beautiful tree, I know there's a lot of confetti in there, but maybe I will not be, maybe I'll be more enamored with it than I am currently. So I'm not ready to UFO this yet. I certainly am not about to go picking all new colors because that's just too stressful for me. I mean, I could do maybe 1 or 2 colors, but whole entire piece, forget it, not doing it. So I think I will stitch a little bit more. I'll move away from my ketchup and mustard flowers here and maybe try the tree and see how it looks and then decide. It's all DMC thread, which you can see I just throw in the back. I don't put all of my thread on floss drops, especially DMC. That, I don't know, that's very time consuming. And you know, guys, my time is like everybody's, it's limited, so I have to pick and choose what I can do. Okay. The next WIP is, I love this one, Lilas Studio Spring Quaker. The Huga Stitcher did a sale for this. I believe she also has a sale for the summer Quaker, and it starts on August 1st, so you can go check out her floss tubes. And I did start this, and I loved it. But at the time, I was using the overdyed threads stitched on, oh, what is it? 36 count Cafe Outlet, Edinburgh linen by Fiber on a Whim with the overdyed threads. And these are supposed to be 2 different colors, and they look so similar to me that I decided to just stitch it in DMC, which a lot of the DMC I already had. So I will be restarting this. I'm just gonna flip it around and start on the other end of the piece with the DMC. But by the time I decided to do all of that, you know, the season was kind of ending and I just didn't feel in the mood to stitch spring. But look at these beautiful DMC colors. The reason I decided to change is because Samantha with the Huga Stitcher stitched it in DMC, And when I was comparing her finished piece to my started piece, I just liked the colors, the DMC colors. So I love that. I will be stitching this. I'll probably pick it up after the new year because I would love to have that done by the actual springtime. That would be really nice for me to do. Oh, this is a big one. All right, my next WIP, Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. This is my working copy. Initially, if you remember, if you've been watching for a while, you know that I was going to stitch all of these and I was going to make individual pillows. There were 3 that I didn't love. I didn't love this one. Didn't love the skeletons. Oh, and the train. So these 3 at the bottom I didn't love, but the other ones I did, and I thought that would be really great to make pillows with those, except, sorry, I just don't want to lose. I don't want things to get too messy when I put things away, so bear with me. I started stitching this on, I don't even know if I have it in here. Oh, here it is. Murky, 32 count Murky. I started with this center one. I think I was just starting right with the pot or kettle. What do you call that? Why do you get on floss tube and you literally cannot think of words anymore? It's so hard. Anyways, whatever that is. That is all that I have. And I was inspired to use Murky because Michelle with Handmade by Michelle, or Michelle McGraw, Made by Michelle McGraw, maybe her floss tube, uses Murky a lot. She uses Murky especially for Christmas stitching. I do love Murky. I don't love it for Christmas stitching, even though her stitching is beautiful and she always makes it work. But I thought Murky is great for fall and Halloween pieces. So I initially had started stitching that on that, except I decided after I saw Heidi with Stitching Faye on floss tube, she stitched hers all in one piece and it was stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. So I am going to restart mine and I'm going to stitch it all as one piece, even the 3 little squares that I don't totally love, but I am going to stitch it on 40 count, what is this? Legacy linen, Legacy Newcastle linen. So I'm not going to UFO this. This was from 123 Stitch. So I'm not going to UFO it, but I am going to restart it, and I will be restarting it this fall. And it's going to take me a long time to finish. I'm okay with that. So I'm really happy about it. I have discovered that if I really love it, then I will, you know, I do stitch on it, or I have great intention to stitch it. There's some that I'm just not excited about. So these are the DMC. These are just some of them. These are only the ones for that center block. I did put on some thread drops. I had made these little thread drops. And this little bling was from Sophia Violet Designs. Love that. But I do have all of the rest of the DMC thread. So that is going to be a restart. You know, 40 count, the only other thing I've stitched on 40 count is that autumn piece that I just showed a piece or 2 ago. And it's okay. It does not bother my eyes. I can't stitch on 40 count in the evening. It's too dark and my eyes are tired. Even with a light, it's difficult for me to stitch on 40 count in the evening. So, but that's okay. Okay. Ooh. Maybe halfway through, I'm not sure. Okay, the next one I want to show is Halloween Cuties by Tiny Modernist. I don't think I've ever shown this on my floss tube. I did start this last fall. Thought it was really sweet. I'm not sure what I love about it. I think it's the background color that I love, which is actually stitched. That blue is some DMC color, These are all of the thread colors. So that blue, I'm going to assume, is 3848. Really pretty blue. And I am stitching this on, it's a mystery linen, not linen, it's a Lugana. It's a 32 count Lugana. And at the time I had purchased it from an Etsy store called From to Die For Fabrics. And she sent this along as an extra piece with my order. So it was a treat. And I love it. And this is the fabric. And my start, which I guess this is the orientation. I guess the moon's at the top. Teeny tiny little start. And I love this fabric so much. It's, you know, got that teal blue kind of aspect to it that I might not actually stitch all of that blue. I might just let the fabric show through and stitch everything else. And my plan is to stitch them all in one long row, and I'll frame it. So I'm very excited to start this one back up here with the fall season. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't show that. I think I started it late in the season, and by the time I did the next video, I had probably already moved on to Christmas or something, so it just didn't make the cut for that video. Okay, Heart and Hand, Brenda Gervais. I've shown this a few times. I really love this one. I'm making extremely slow progress on it, but I'm not going to UFO it. I love it. It's stitched on 35 count Dove linen. And that is my start, my progress, which is really only about 1/2 of the top border. So I have a lot left to do, but I love this. This is Weeks Dye Works linen. I don't know, it's kind of showing up gray here, but it really is more of a green. So pretty. Not the easiest fabric to stitch on, but I don't hate it enough to not stitch on it. In fact, I really enjoy it. So all these projects, oh my gosh. Okay. This one I don't think I've ever shown. Maybe I showed it in the very first floss tube. I don't know if I did though. Bobbing for Pumpkins by Brenda Gervais. And I started this on, let's see, I don't even know. This was before I was doing floss tubes, so I didn't keep track. This fabric, whatever this linen this is, and I got to there, I don't know, I got off count somehow. I decided I did not like it on this fabric because it was a little bit ghosted. I set it aside for a while. Oh, actually I didn't restart it, but I am planning on restarting it on Ren. Picture This Plus Ren. And this is 28 count. Oh, I may have to rethink that. I don't know if I want to stitch on 28 count anymore. But apparently at the time I thought that's what I should stitch on because it's been in the bag for probably 2 years. So I do love Brenda Gervais patterns, and I will stitch it. I don't know, I'll have to calculate the size and see if I want to stitch it on this or not. And let's see. This is back when I put all the floss in little sandwich bags, not even floss away bags. So it's over dyed threads. We'll see. Maybe I'll pull that out this fall and get a few stitches in it. We'll see. I will stitch anything any time of the year. So even fall pieces, I don't have to stitch in the fall, but it's kind of nice, you know, to stitch in the season. So this one I am definitely going to UFO. It's called Gather Here by Hello from Liz Matthews. I'm not going to take it out. I will be offering this as a giveaway in my next video. I do enjoy this pattern. I had thoughts of putting it in my kitchen, but you know, if I love something, I work on it. And this one just doesn't hold any joy in my heart anymore. And when I give it away, I will be giving the floss colors. Well, it's only one color, but it's 2 skeins. Oh my God, this is such a mess. I had my little magnetic thing stuck around the thread. It is Smokestack by the Thread Gatherer Silken Colors. Really pretty, but I will give this away with the pattern. So stay tuned for my August video. I mean, obviously I've stitched a little bit. I started the bird. And this is on 32 count bramble too. I had a huge piece of that bramble. So this piece I'm gonna keep, but I'll give away the pattern and the thread. So you'd think I'd feel bad about UFOing, but I really don't. There's so many things I want to stitch. If I don't absolutely love it, I'm not doing it. Oh my God, I better get hurrying up here. Okay, next one, Mill Hill Autumn Gathering. This is a discontinued or an out of print booklet. You can find them occasionally on the secondary market, but I'm stitching this piece right here. Do love this. I'm definitely not UFOing it. I just need to get working on it. Stitching it on 32 count Ren. Wow, I feel like all my fabric is the same. I stitch on basically the same thing over and over. And it's, you know, not too far. Got the skirt of the Pilgrim girl started. It's not finished, and the little border. Oh, and I guess I got the goose's feet. Oh, that's funny. Love this. There's no beading. A little closer. I will definitely be pulling this out to work on. I was hoping to have it done this year. I know I'm not going to. But if I can make some good progress, that would be fantastic. And this is like my other bag. I want to say this is Pam's Needle and Thread bag. That's the other bag maker that I really love. So pretty. Okay. Next one, we're getting down there. I maybe have 4 or 5 left. This is from the Drawn Thread. This is my working copy, so I hope you can see it. It's called the Pastoral. There's I had originally started this with the called for Dinky Dies. Does it show it? Yeah, one of these is the Dinky Dies. And I started stitching it, and I had never stitched with Dinky Dies. I don't think I love Dinky Dies. And so then I restarted it with the over-dyed threads. And then I'm not sure what happened. So very, very small start. You can see this one is the Dinky Dye threads. This one is the over-dyed threads. I can't even tell you what I am stitching this on. It's probably a 32 count, that I can tell you. So I don't know. This is another one, I'm not really sure what my plan is for it. I saw this on a floss tube. I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of shiny because it's very hot. Saw this on a floss tube and I really loved it, but when I look at the pattern, I don't know if I love all that blue. I'm not really a blue kind of girl. Like, I don't know. Blue flowers in the Northeast are not really a thing. They call them blue flowers, but they're actually purple. So I think in other parts of the country, I think there's really blue flowers, like Texas. Isn't there some kind of like really popular flower down in Texas? I've seen fields of it and it's beautiful. Like those look blue to me, if I remember correctly, but I think that's kind of my hang up with this. But I love the house. I love that little sheep. I love the bird. So, not sure. This one's not a definite UFO. I'm going to have to just think about it. Oh, here's the fabric sticker. What is this? Oh, 32 count raw linen fabric, Belfast. It's, you know, pretty neutral. Looks more brown than gray. I don't know. What do you guys think? UFO it or work through it? Okay, these next two are going to be definite UFOs, and I'll tell you why. The patterns are adorable, adorable, adorable. Little Stitcher, The Witch School. These are my working copies. And Halloween. And I do love those patterns. That's why I started it, because I love them. But I do not like this fabric. I'm not even sure what it is. Some kind of mustard yellow. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't like it. And I'm not sure that I have so many fall and Halloween pieces that I would rather stitch than those two. And since I am not going to live forever, I really need to be judicial about what pieces I'm going to invest my time and energy in. So I'm going to probably UFO that. This is stitched on, the other one, the Trick or Treat, is stitched on 28 count Mermaids Firewood Lugana. And that's the Dracula's coat or cape. And I started stitching this. I love this color fabric. I don't love that it's 25 count, but I'll probably keep the fabric because I'm sure down the road there'll be something I can stitch on it. I originally started this because I thought, oh, my girls would like that, but I don't know. I don't know about this one either. Maybe I'll stitch, I don't know. Maybe I'll stitch it. It's so hard. It's so hard to UFO things. Once you start them, it's like you've made a commitment. You shouldn't do it. Okay, Pumpkin Gardener by Mama Witch X Stitch. I've shown this on past videos. I love this pattern. I even have the finishing piece for it. And I was working pretty consistently on it, except I messed up and then I got frustrated. It went in timeout. And I will say, as talented as she is with her designs, the patterns, for me anyways, are a little bit difficult to read. And I end up frogging a lot because they're just not easy patterns to read. I don't think anyways. And this is how far I've stitched. I love this one so much. So this one's coming back out, but her entire dress from that little neck line down, like the green sleeve and the apron that started, I have to frog it all because I missed an entire row somehow because I can't count, and I cannot fudge it. It just messes up too many things. So I have to frog this. And I messed up somewheres in the sleeve because there was a color change. The problem is with the patterns for me is that they'll have two very similar symbols right next to each other. And I've done this on more than one occasion. So it's very easy to think that it's the color that you're currently stitching with when it's not. It's a different color. And so her elbow should have a little elbow patch, like, you know, like on a jacket, but it does not. But I still love this enough that I'm going to continue to work on it. I don't know what fabric this is. I'm sorry. It's pretty though, right? I know it's a 32, and it looks like I'm stitching 2 over 2. And this is in this cute little bag. I don't know who made that. I have some of this fabric. I was planning on making a quilt, but it's hard for me to sew with my kids at home. I'm not good at it, and I get very distracted, so I haven't sewn in a long time. But I would love to, I should leave this out to work in August. Maybe I could get that done. Okay, 2 more left. All right, Mill Hill Button and Beads. This is Midnight Farm. I started this last fall. I've never done a Mill Hill kit, and I'm loving this. I can't wait to pull this one out. I decided to not stitch it on the perforated paper. I'm not really sure why. Oh gosh, I got thread. That's the perforated paper. Oh, here it is. That it came with, it's like a deep navy, really pretty. But I am stitching it on fabric. 32 count charcoal Lugana. And I will be framing this. I didn't want to make it into an ornament or anything like that. I want it in a cute little frame. And I think I calculated the 32 count will be like the same size as the perforated paper, if I did it right. So you can see I've got the roof of the barn completed. Well, not the beading. I don't have any of the beading in. And I started working on some of the clouds. How can I show this? But I love this so much. It's like quintessential fall to me. The little crumbling barn, the pumpkins, the spooky, oh, hi kitty. You think I'm talking to you, huh? The spooky clouds, the haystack. Can you, there's nothing cuter. The ghosts. So I will definitely be working on this more. It is a little harder for me to stitch on this really dark fabric though, but I love it enough that I will persevere. Okay, and my last WIP, Easter lineup by the Trilogy. This is my working copy. I started this in the spring as well, around the same time that I started the Spring Quaker by Lilas Studios. And I do like this. I think I just stopped working on it because the season was, you know, I think I was ready to work on patriotic stitching. So this kind of took a little bit of a back seat for now. This is how far I've been able to get. I think I was just using my own thread colors that I had on hand. I love this bunny though. He's got a little bite out of him. And I think it says yum. Is that what that says, yum? It's hard to read backwards. It shows up backwards to me. I know it's normal for you, but yum. So I'll pick this back up again, a little closer to spring and Easter. Just uses the, well, it's not even the DMC's threads because I picked my own colors, but love them. Hopefully I wrote down, hopefully I wrote down what color number that I am using with the symbol. Sort of, I'll figure it out. It's not that many colors. And that is it for my WIPs. So there is 23, and I had my daughter Tara's writing lesson this morning, and I started WIP number 24. I will show that in my next floss tube though. So I have something new to show you guys at least. It's a piece that my friend Kim and Kim is my old high school friend. She's also a cross stitcher. And so every year we're doing a piece together just to commemorate our friendship. And so this is the piece that we are doing for this year. It's not going to take me an extraordinary amount of time. So I will have a good start, if not a finish for it, in August when I do my next regular floss tube. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of my WIPs. I am a little overwhelmed by the sheer number. I've got to knock some of these down. But if you know, after watching my floss tube yesterday, there's a handful of starts that I am going to be starting in the fall. So it's a vicious cycle. But I decided as long as I am working you know, focusing on some of the older WIPs, then I should just enjoy the process of starting something new. And I really would like to keep this WIP number, you know, 20-ish I think is an okay amount. 24 is a little bit high. Of course, I only wanted 6 or 7, so we'll see what happens. But otherwise, it's fun. And, you know, if you like those 2 patterns that I'm definitely giving away, every opening flower I had an extra copy, and the Hello from Liz Matthews. Watch my next video in August. Hit subscribe, hit the notifications, and then you'll see when my video starts, because I'm planning on giving those away. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Happy stitching, and I will see you guys in a few weeks.